Oh, well, okay. Um, well, it happened.
A
We
tragedy occurred
a
last week.
tragedy,
I would. That's like honestly the
a
the best way
death,
I could put
a
it.
death in the podcast episode
I didn't
family.
know how much I cared until it happened. You know, it really
You
opened up a
know,
new world for me
yeah,
of, just hurt and anger and a mixture of just confusion. I didn't like, when something like that happens, you don't really know how you're going to react to us. It's
yeah. You
like
don't.
it hits you out of nowhere.
There's like
And
that. There's
so
like that panic of like, wait, maybe I can still do something. Maybe it's redeemable.
this is salvageable.
It's salvageable. We can do
It's not
something
over
about
yet.
it.
It's not over yet. And you believe that, but it's a delusion.
It's a delusion.
Um,
For
and
context, we lost our first podcast episode. We
yeah,
recorded. It was like an hour and 15 minutes long. It had a lot of my dog in it, and then our cameras froze on my screen. And Don said, "Hey, your cameras are frozen. What's up with that?" And I was like, "Who cares? The episode's over." And I clicked stop recording, and nothing happened. And then I clicked pause
it was like
recording, and
time
nothing
froze for
happened.
a second for me. I felt like
I
I was
clicked
stuck
stop
in
recording
time.
like 10 more times. Then my Discord crashed. Then I clicked stop recording 10 more times. And then 5 minutes went by, and I didn't even know that this is a thing. I got a green screen of death on my computer. I don't know if
Oh
you
shit, the
It
green
was
screen of
green,
death.
yeah.
The Grinch screen of
I don't
death.
know. Maybe it was like I became colorblind because I was so upset about losing the episode,
Yeah.
but
You're so stunned.
it was rough, man.
Yeah, from my perspective, it was pretty jarring because it was like everything was flowing and then you just froze, but I could still hear it. And I was like, Stas, your camera's not working, man. Is everything all good? And then you hit me with the news,
Yeah.
and it's like I wanted to know what was happening. I was just like, I was left in the dark. You were going through all this stuff. I didn't know. I couldn't contact you. I was like,
I
you
tried
had to
to That was
contact the
another thing. I
authorities.
tried to reopen Discord while this was all happening, like after my Discord
Yeah.
crashed, and it was like it opened frozen. Like just the little loading square that opens up.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
just that just opened completely frozen, and I was like, "Oh boy." I think that's kind of when I knew that we were probably fucked.
yeah.
But honestly, I don't
I
even
kind of felt like
understand
the
like what really
second.
happened. But for anybody who ever wants to do any kind of recording on OBS, I guess don't record in MP4 or MOV. In
Who
OBS's
knows?
defense, the settings told me not to do that, and
Not
I
to do
did
it.
it anyway.
This is a bad idea. Do not do this. And we're like, yes,
Yeah.
MP4.
So
That's what
I've
we
got
need.
I've got like a 2 gig file still sitting in my hard drive, but it's like all the codecs are fucked up. It's got like it's just fucked.
In the future, maybe we'll get some forensic fucking super 8-year computer degree guy to
Yeah,
fix
dude.
it.
I don't know.
But until then,
I thought I was the resident 8-year computer degree guy, but we actually do have a computer degree guy that
yeah.
maybe we should maybe like that could be like a little bonus episode at some point. Maybe like Tensei can figure out a way to fix that fucking thing.
We're gonna
'Cause
memorialize episode 20. I don't
yeah,
think it's right because episode 20 it happened. It existed. It was a moment in
it did
time.
happen. I swear.
So this is episode 21.
Why do you think we're a week late? It's because we've been
Yeah.
mourning. We've been in mourning. There was a funeral.
I'm in.
It was a sad day. But that
Yeah.
means that this episode, actually, let me not even sell it that high because it might not be that, like, just that
I mean,
much better.
listen, episode 21 way
21,
fucking
21,
cooler
21,
than episode 20.
21,
You know what I
21,
mean?
21.
Episode 21, we're drinking. Honestly, we should have just got fucking wasted for this episode, Stas, so I'm being honest. This should have been the let's get wasted and I eat 2 pizzas episode.
This could have
But
been that episode.
it was
and
too devastating.
Duh,
what
that's
happened
another
last
thing
week.
that we
couldn't bring
talked
it to
about.
us.
You know what? Let's start off with that. We got to cover off on that because I think that was like the
Yeah.
biggest takeaway from that episode. We spent a lot of time talking about nonsense, which is like nothing new. It's the worst podcast to ever do it. But we did talk about your eating claims. Don believes that he can eat 2 large pizzas in one sitting during one of our podcast episode recordings. So one of these episodes
Let's
that's coming
iron this
up.
out.
Yeah.
Let's iron this out a little bit further than that. Let's not do one sitting. I want to give a timer. I'm saying 45 minutes.
45 minutes. So not even the whole episode. So we
Is
can
that
spend
too much time or too little time?
Dude, listen, you want to fucking I think 45 minutes is just right.
Okay,
If
45
you
minutes.
think you can do it in 45 minutes, and 45 minutes
Well,
is
I
perfect.
feel like it's kind of like I.
Well,
I
don't
feel like,
walk
okay,
it back now. Don't do
no,
some
no, no.
pussy shit.
Let me just explain my reasoning. It's like if you're not doing it before 45 minutes, you're not really gonna complete it. Like if it's taking you that long,
Yeah.
like the whole.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's fair.
basically, I'll lay out my strategy real quick, and so that we'll see if I can actually execute. I have to finish the first pizza in the first like 10, 15 minutes. If I don't finish the first pizza that quick, we're fucked. I mean, let's just be
That's
honest.
a lot
It's just
of
not
pizza,
gonna happen
man.
at that point, right? And then after let's just say 15 minutes, I'll have 30 minutes to finish the next one. I mean, I think that's pretty fair. If I'm finishing the first pizza at like 25, 30 minutes, I mean, you're fucked. It's just over. Like you gotta finish the first pizza before your stomach even knows what's going on.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, that's fair. I mean, like, just aside from all of that, I mean, like, even if you were eating a regular meal, who's eating for an hour? It's just like you don't do that. Honestly, even 45 minutes is pretty long. Like,
it's a
realistically, if
long
you're if
time.
you're
I
not
don't think I'm
banging it
gonna use
out,
it.
yeah, yeah.
25, 30 minutes, I think
All
max
right,
is how.
so
I
in
mean,
15
just like
minutes, Don's gonna eat 2 large pizzas on one of these next
yeah.
episodes, and
Well, what's interesting? So,
yeah.
I've been like thinking about it. Like I've been measuring how much I've been eating, like kind of just like conceptualizing like when I get full. I will say I don't feel like I'm at my peak eating abilities right now.
Oh shit, here we go. We're
but
making
but
excuses
I
before
still
it
think I
even
could do the two
happened.
large pizzas. Okay, here's the question:
All
Is
right,
it
what do
three
you think you could
mediums
do at
more
your
or two
peak
larges?
abilities? Could you do 3 at your peak?
I don't know. I'm not even gonna say
I
that. I'm
saw
not
that
even gonna
face. You
say it.
got
I'm
excited.
not
Your
even
eyes
gonna
lit
say it.
up. You were like, "Ooh,
I'm not
3
even gonna say it.
pizzas!" The little
I
fat
think
kid in you got really excited
I
about 3
think
large pizzas.
maybe I could have done. No, I think three. I could have done like two and a half, maybe.
Two and
I
a
think I could
half.
have cleaned two and a half. I think
All
two
right.
would have been a walk in the park. I mean, I mean, bro, I'm pretty sure you've been around me when I not like physically been around me, but you've been at least like we've been talking about when I've cleaned a full pizza.
Well, yeah. I mean, just a couple of weeks ago, you did send that picture of the
Two
two
mediums.
empty
Two
medium
medium. Two
pizza
mediums
boxes.
is like what?
Now,
Like
granted, those
a
could have been
large and a
planted.
quarter.
I don't know because all we saw
Yeah.
was the empty pizza boxes afterwards.
What if I do three mediums instead of two larges? Is that cheating?
I don't know. I would need to know how the surface area compares. I just had pizza for dinner, actually. This shit was delicious. How does the surface area compare? What's like a. How do you calculate? What's that? Pi r
Circumference?
squared? Well, it's not circumference. It's pi r squared is the
I
area,
don't
right?
know. Yeah,
Pi r
sure.
squared. So the radius was a large as like 14 or 16 inches or something like that.
16, I think. Yeah, and then I think
All
a
right.
medium's 12.
So we'll call it pi r squared. So the radius is 8 inches. 8 inches squared is 64. 64 times 3 is 192. So 192 times 2 for the 2 pizzas is 384. So 384 for 2 larges or 3 mediums. What are mediums?
I
12?
think it's 12. I think it's 12, yeah.
So 6 squared, 36. Oh, I mean, it's way less, bro. I mean, it's not even in the same ballpark, right? 6 squared is 36 times 3 is 108
Maybe a
times
medium's
3 is
14?
324. What did I say the other one? It was 384? Or it's 380? It was 382. No, 384. I don't remember. 380. It's a decent difference. It's like a the difference is there's a difference. The 2 larges are more.
There's a difference. There's a difference.
It's 324 versus 384 or 384. 384. It's got to be 384 because it's
Okay.
yeah, right? Yeah, 192 it was, right, per large.
There's also this
This
other
is,
pizza
I
place.
said this was going to be a better episode. It's just me trying to do mental math for the last 45 seconds. It's pretty shit.
There's this new pizza place I've wanted to try. Maybe I'll just YOLO it and even just try this new pizza place
What if you did 1
with this
large and 2
challenge.
mediums? Is 2 mediums bigger than 1 large?
No, no, no. I think we're gonna try.
2 larges?
We're gonna try this place here. I'll link you the place too.
I'm
Let's
gonna
order because this place I'm kind of interested, and they burn their pizza, which it looks pretty good. This is
I
this is
can't,
what I'm thinking.
I'd start looking at this, but I'm going to like accidentally dox you, so let me not.
No, 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 no. It doesn't matter. You're fine. You're fine. This is like their general website. You're fine. I don't care if people. I mean, it's in
A
guys. It's in
pizza.
Connecticut. It's in Connecticut, guys.
Spoiler alert. I
Spoiler
mean, this
alert.
does look pretty
That's where
good,
I'm
I won't
located.
lie.
It doesn't look bad, right? Which ones should I
You
get?
know what? I got to say, you know what's kind of stupid to me though? Oh, I fucked up the camera.
That their website kind of sucks.
Not that the website sucks specifically, but more that the pizza is just not even remotely a circle.
Yeah, I think that's kind of like the. I think that like they're kind of.
Yeah, I know that that's
appeal.
supposed to be like the shtick, but it's just like, I mean, this is
Yeah,
like
no, I
borderline.
get what
Just
you're
this is
saying.
like a I don't know. I mean, this is
You
like
know what's
down
interesting?
bad,
When
bro.
I've walked by this place, it looks honestly they don't even look circular. They're like long. They're like oval.
You know, it's like you know why this pisses me off is like the whole idea of like making a pizza is that you're doing the whole.
You get the
you're doing
slices.
this thing, you know. No,
Oh,
that
yeah,
you're
yeah,
doing the whole
yeah.
thing, and it
Yeah.
ends up as a circle naturally. So I feel like you almost have to
Yeah.
like go out of your way to make it like this fucking dumbass shape over here, that this rectangle oval shape that this one is. Anyway, it looks good though. I mean, the top like the toppings and everything
It's
look.
supposed to be good. Its place opened up, I don't know, like 6 or 7 months ago. So
It's supposed to be. Who are you talking to about how good the pizza is? What do you talk to somebody on the street?
yeah, there's people in the
Who got
area,
it?
people I know, people close by.
Dog, I'm leaning hella back now. You've got. Are you like friends with any of your neighbors?
Just from the gym.
Just
Like
from the
my
gym.
actual. So my neighbor on my left hates me, I think.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're
She's always
screaming
like
24 hours a day, so that doesn't
not
shock
like
me.
I'll be like, I'll see her walking her dog and like I'll try to be nice and she's very, kind of short. I mean, not mean, but like I get, like you get vibes from people.
Yeah. She
She
wants nothing to
doesn't.
do with you.
She's like not trying to be like my friend or like, I'll be like, oh, good morning. She'll be like, yeah, hey,
Dude, I had the dog at the vet today, and I
um,
think she was stressed
oh
out. She
shit.
was sniffing at
Well,
another.
yeah.
Sorry, it just reminded me. She was like sniffing at another dog, like just saying hello, and she was like super stressed and anxious about being at the vet. And like they were literally just sniffing at each other, and her tail started to come up and like wag a little bit for a second, and then she went like, like fucking like almost like nipped at the other dog. I was like, damn, dude. I was like, chill. What are you doing? I was like, be fucking
Yeah, you
good.
gotta
People
keep
are
an
gonna
eye
think.
on her, bro.
I know, seriously. I was like, I'm about to have Ion's dog was just attacking
Sorry,
people out here.
Muslim. Just killing chickens and shit.
Or what was it? What did Ion's dog? I think was it a chicken, a
He killed
dog?
chickens. I think he killed 2 chickens.
It was just chickens that didn't bite another dog.
I don't think so.
Oh,
Think he just got that prey drive. I mean, honestly, dude, if I'm being 100% honest, like I think if you put Sarah in like a field with some chickens, I think
if
she
you
might
put
fuck him
Sarah in a
up.
chicken coop,
Yeah, like I don't think so. I mean, like she has like a prey drive. I mean, honestly, she gets some thoughts, she'd be thinking about it and then she'd pussy out. I mean, Sarah's a fucking coward. Like how most people just in general are cowards. She's like a huge coward.
yeah, she's
But yeah,
most
so my
people.
neighbor on the right,
Yep.
I don't like know her that well. I think I told you about it. Like I had this weird interaction with her when she moved in. I was kind of rude to her, and then, honestly, I haven't seen her since.
Why were you rude to her? Let's we'll fill the gaps in on this.
So I was bringing Sarah back in. So I was like walking her in, and she like started talking to me and like tried to like talk to Sarah and stuff, and I didn't realize. So I like kind of like ignored her, and then I like realized when I was like opening my door already, and I was like, oh hey, something I don't know. I was
Oh,
just
so
kind
it
of like.
wasn't like you weren't like deliberately rude. You were
No, I
just
kind of
you were
like
just
no, I wasn't
oblivious.
deliberately rude to her. I just kind of like basically like ignored her, like walked by her, and then like I realized like a little bit too late,
So
and I
she
was like
also
just
hates you.
committed, and I was like just committed to coming into my apartment at that point. Um, and so I was just like after that, yeah, it was just like a little bit. I mean, it wasn't like awkward. It was just like I was just kind of rude. Like if someone did that to me, like I started talking to them, like, oh, I'm your new neighbor. Like, hey, can I see you talk to your dog? And they just like had headphones in and just like bulldozed past me and then walked into their apartment. I'd be like, okay, that guy's kind of an asshole, you
No,
know.
yeah, that fucking guy's from New York for
Um,
sure.
but yeah, that was basically that. So yeah, I think both my neighbors are kind of like, eh. My neighbor, like the other people I know on my floor, I
Are
think
they
I'm like
hot?
kind of okay with. No.
Neither of the neighbors is hot.
Neighbor on the right might be, but like I said, only saw her once, like really briefly. I don't think so.
Well, maybe you should see her
I'll just
again.
say,
Take her on a little makeup date and be like, "I'm sorry
oh
for
yeah,
ignoring you." Yeah.
yeah.
Be
I'll
like,
write like I'll write a
I
letter
know I
under
was
her. No, I
committed to
think she has a
coming into my
boyfriend.
apartment, but maybe I'll come into you instead.
I've seen a guy walk into her apartment before, I think, or walk
Well,
in and out.
so the door's
So
open.
yeah, that's true. Hey, that's true. She's looking.
Is there a
But
little like
yeah,
upside down pineapple on the door or anything like that? That's like the
no,
is that's the
that's like the
swinger thing,
swingers
right?
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Is it
swingers
does it
thing.
have to be upside down or no? Am I
I don't
making
know.
that up? I think it's an
I mean,
upside
maybe
down
just because it's
pineapple.
like hanging from the door. Maybe that's just how
Yeah,
it
that's
works. I don't
fair.
know. But yeah, I
Would you
don't
get
know. No,
into
yeah, no, I
swinging? I'd
haven't.
get into. I would like. I don't know. I mean, actually,
Oh,
I
you've
probably
talked
wouldn't. I'm
about
probably
this with
too
your
much of a
girl?
pussy. No, I'm. I mean,
I don't
no, not
think.
really.
I don't. I mean, no, I don't think I could. I don't know.
It's like one of those things that's like conceptually cool and badass, but like I don't know if I could.
Okay, what about
I
this?
don't know if
What
I'm
if you
that
were
guy.
like, what if you're like one of these like red pillar dudes who are like, I'm only in one way open relationships where I can fuck whoever I want, but my girl
Yeah,
can't fuck
dude.
anyone but me.
Uh,
Would
uh,
you? But what if your girl was okay? Yeah, my sex drive's not as high as it used to be, Stas. Like, I don't really want to fuck you all the time, so I'm just gonna let you go fuck whoever you want.
I mean, that seems like
Would
it
you?
would be
Would you be
pretty
down with it?
cool. I mean, like
You'd
I
be down
guess,
with it?
yeah.
Okay. So it wouldn't like bother you at all. You don't like care about monogamy from like a spiritual or like
No, not
moral
really. I
standpoint.
think that's just
Okay.
like a guy thing, though. I think like that's like women care about that kind of thing more than men, unless the men are fucking pussies
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know
like
how I feel
us.
about it. I feel like I feel like it would just like No, honestly,
Honestly,
if your
I
partner's
like
okay with
I'm
it, I
so
probably
far
would.
from like putting myself in any situation like that I don't even know like how I would
Yeah.
respond to being in a situation like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Don't
who
think you have
knows?
to go through the
Maybe
effort
I'd be
then of
super
like
into it.
just go corner. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Maybe
I
it's
guess.
like a kink that I haven't unlocked yet, kind of a thing. You know?
I mean, maybe you don't want to say this, but like, if it was just completely up to you, like, you wouldn't want to just like spread your seed to as many women as possible. That's like not something that like I feel like that's like ingrained in
No, I
men.
feel like I'd feel like a sense of responsibility.
You wouldn't ever like in another life just like go on like a fucking world tour, just
I mean, I
laying it
guess
down
like
wherever you
if you
want.
can get it and there's like no repercussions, like maybe. But I'm such a pussy, dude. I
Just
would
like
be like too
backpack
worried about the
traveling through
repercussions.
Europe into Asia and just like fucking who knows how many kids you leave behind in your wake.
I mean, again, dude, I feel like they'd find me
Never thought.
somehow. I feel like
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, it's not a bad thing if they
either
find
the
you. You're
mom or the
just
kid. Well, I don't want to. That's the
you're
thing. Is
just
like
spreading,
if
you
they
know.
find me, then I really feel some
You don't
sense
want
of
to be like some Genghis
responsibility.
Khan type motherfucker. You're not trying to have like one
I mean,
percent of
if
the
it was
population with your genes.
back in Genghis Khan days, like yeah, maybe I'd be fucking
You,
down with that. But
you
it's
know,
just
like
like
Conan the
it's too
Barbarian.
complicated. This is like the real like pussy in me because I feel like I would just
Yeah,
be like,
stop talking about the complications. Stop thinking about all the fucking, the fucking downstream effects. I'm just talking about like
okay,
in the moment,
yeah. I
you're
mean, in
just
that case,
going
yeah,
out,
fuck yeah,
you're just
dude.
chilling.
Yeah, of
Okay,
course. What the fuck?
okay,
Hell yeah.
okay. Hell
Who
yeah.
wouldn't?
That's what I'm saying.
Like you
Like, bro,
said,
I feel
what
like
man wouldn't? That's just like a biological
yeah,
thing.
that's
Like,
just like
we're
a
just like,
dude thing, right?
does
Like
it
it's
have a
just like
pulse?
yeah, no, it's just like you're some Conan the Barbarian type motherfucker. Like you're just like fucking walking around, just
Just
fucking
conquering.
cutting people up with your sword, just fucking bitches getting them pregnant, and they're just leaving. I mean, that's just like that's just like the existential male fantasy, right? And that's why like every one of those like TV show, like basically every like OG male fucking role model or whatever, like James Bond. I mean, that's basically what he's doing.
Yeah, he's just
He's just
walking
like
around
doing
getting
some
ass.
badass shit, and then he just like fucks some girl, and then he's like, yeah, later I'll go find some other bitch next week.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of just
Speaking of these kinks,
how it
this
is.
is kind of a nice lead into something else I wanted to talk with you about. Did you see this shit with P Diddy's wife this week?
No, I thought P Diddy was secretly gay.
Well,
Is
first
that
of
what it's
all, he
about?
is secretly gay. I mean, that's a fact. Let
That's
me
like an
sit
open
up for this.
secret. Yeah, let me hit
P
me with
Diddy's
this. I'll see
wife was just like on some like daytime talk show thing, like some like I don't know, like some black woman's daytime television show thing, and they're like shooting the shit or
Jesus.
whatever, and they're like drinking, and she's like completely from what I could tell, like no context, like no provocation, no one asked. She was just like yeah, I like getting peed on.
What?
Yeah.
Damn,
You haven't seen these memes,
was she
dude?
with R. Kelly
Oh
first?
my god, dude! There's been so many memes going around about it, and it's just been like the best week of my life in terms of memes, just for like shit that actually happened. There's like memes going around about like P Diddy, but spelled P-E-E Diddy,
Yeah,
which I
that's
think is
pretty good.
hysterical already. But just like yeah, she's just like yeah, I like golden showers, and then the woman that she's with is kind of like
Was she wasted?
I don't think she was like wasted because she wasn't like slurring badly or anything like that. But the woman that she was with was like okay like. I've never done that, but whatever floats your
Yeah,
boat, I
you're
guess. And she
crazy.
like doubled down. She was like, "No, I like getting pissed on. Like I like a golden like what do they call it?" She's like, "What do they call it? Like a golden shower? Like I like that." And then she was like, "Haha, like all right, like let's get some drinks for that." And she was like, "Yeah." And then like like we could talk about it some more, like type of shit. I was like, "What do you like?" Relax.
It's
Like that's
like
fine if you're into that, but like we don't need
no,
to
but
know
it
that
kind of
much
makes
about
sense,
it.
right? Because like part of that is like it's like a humiliation or like denigration kink. So like maybe her talking about it on in public is like part of that. You know
Maybe.
what I
Yeah,
mean?
honestly, maybe.
Because
Because
it's
she
like
was
she
like,
likes to be humiliated, and so now she's like, oh, you know what? Let me ramp this fucking
but
up.
why
Let me
would it
let
just come
everyone
out
know.
now? That was like the weird thing to me. It wasn't like that was what she was on the show for. 'Cause
She
it
wanted to
clearly,
talk about it.
the
That's
lady that
why.
she was talking to was like clearly caught off guard by it too. It's like that was not
I
where she thought the
mean, yeah,
conversation was going. She was like,
your
oh,
agent. We're supposed to talk about your book.
she was like, yeah, like, okay, like, how about we just get some more drinks? It's like, okay, shit. But yeah, that
I
was a
thought we were
great
talking
thing.
about 7 soul food dieting tips.
I thought we were talking about what P Diddy's been up to since he stopped making music 10 years ago, but I guess he's been up to
10
just
years,
peeing
20
on
years
you.
ago.
Well, no, he had that one song and like I guess I can't remember when that really was. It was
I
like
just
one
remember that
single that
album.
came out and it was like a hit.
Well, I don't
Who
remember
knows?
what
Maybe
album
there
it
was
is,
an
but
album.
there's like the opening where it's like they call me Shiny Suit Man. You know what I'm talking about?
No, they should have called him Shiny P Man by
Yeah, I
the sound
know.
of it.
Shiny Suit Man kind of getting a new fucking
Shiny Soup Man?
Shiny Suit Man.
Oh, suit, like
Yeah,
SUIT. I thought
yeah,
you meant like
suit.
SOUP. I was like,
No, no, no.
that's
He's like
interesting.
talking about how he's got like $1 million shiny suit.
Oh, I kind
That's
of
like
like
what
I kind
the
of like
whole shit
Shiny
is.
Soup Man more.
Well, yeah, he's given some shiny suit. That's
That
for
you
sure.
know what that sounds like it could be a that sounds like it could be a like a fucking Weird Al remix or something like that. Like a Shiny Soup Man.
Yeah, the song's not about that.
The
It's just like
Chicken Soup
it's just
Man.
like the.
They call me
Honestly,
Chicken Soup
can I
Man.
be honest? The best thing that modern albums don't have are those shitty fucking like just random as
The
intros with the
interludes?
rappers
Oh.
talking about random shit. Yeah, but the problem is when the interludes are their own track, like Eminem did a lot of the times,
Yeah.
completely fine. It's kind of cool. You could just skip them. It's fun when you're listening to the album as like a art piece,
Yeah,
like as
yeah.
like
Like
front to back.
yeah,
But you
front
could
to
just skip
back,
them.
yeah.
Dude, there was a lot of albums where they're just like the first 15, 20 seconds of a song, and it's just like, bro,
Yeah.
this sucks, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
where
I
it's
don't want
just
to
like
hear
I
this
don't
every
care about
time.
your phone call that you had a month ago that you
Yeah.
decided to record in the studio.
Actually, you know what Eminem song actually is ruined that, and I think it's one of his best songs that's underrated because of that. It's Bad Meets Evil with fucking what's his name?
I don't
That
remember the
other
intro. I remember the song. I don't remember the intro. We can't
um
listen to it on the podcast
yeah, we
either. I
can
got
listen on the
bad news for
podcast,
you.
but it's just like some like old western fucking thing talking about like, oh, we're the baddest bands in the West. It's
Okay,
fucking
you know what? I actually do kind of
it's
remember
you
this
know, it's
now.
Slim
Yeah, yeah,
Shady
yeah.
and fucking what's the guy's name?
I don't
Royce the
remember his
Five
name.
Nine.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
Royce the Five
one
Nine,
of
I
his
think.
homies.
Yeah, one of his homies.
One of
And
the
it's just
four
like,
people that Eminem features on songs.
yeah, Exhibit, Royce the 5'9", the other two.
There was the other one. Who else? There's the
Well, one other guy. The
there
guy
was
who's
the
on
one other guy. Yeah, that is the other his other
oh,
Detroit buddy.
shit.
Well, first of all, there was. Well, did he have a lot of songs? I guess he didn't have a lot of songs with Proof, but
I mean, 50 was on a good amount of songs
50
too, but
was
that's a
on
little
a
bit
good
later
amount of
on.
songs. Yeah.
I'm trying to think what the
There was
I
somebody.
know.
There was another guy other than Royce the 5'9". Dude, I need to like brush up on my Eminem. That's been a
Yeah.
whatever. Somebody's.
Anyway,
There's one of the 10 people listening is probably bothered by the fact that we
someone
can't
knows
remember, but
Eminem.
who
Yeah,
cares?
one of you guys has listened to an Eminem album, I'm sure.
All right, so here's another thing for you. We honestly
Hit me.
it's been like a busy week in terms of just like random like entertaining news events. But one thing that, and we could definitely spend some more time on this because there is some meat on this bone. What the fuck was that interaction between Shannon Sharp and Dylan Brooks?
Yeah, that shit is bizarre to me because it's okay. One, like Shannon Sharp. Okay, like you're like what 50 something years old. You're like a fucking media pundit. Why are you talking shit to like 20? Like in what world do you think you're fucking cool for that?
Did you
And like
see
two,
the
like
quote
making a
though?
public. Wait, what?
Did you see the quote from his interview that they did with him like right after it happened?
I think I did, but refresh me. Give me
Hang on.
the exact.
You
I mean,
keep,
wasn't he
keep,
like
keep going,
like
keep
nobody
going with
like,
your take
like
on it.
someone's like LeBron's my boy, like nobody wants to smoke. It was like so it's something like that. I know that was like basically the gist of it, right?
No, the gist. What started it was Shannon Sharp told Dylan Brooks. But this is the weird part about it to me was
Yeah.
they're playing. It was the Grizzlies were playing. I don't even remember who they were playing.
The Lakers, wasn't it?
I don't even think it was. But it was in
I
L.A.
thought the whole
it was in
thing.
L.A. Yeah, because he was like, you can't guard LeBron.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing is, yeah, I don't know, man. It's fucking, the whole thing was fucking weird, bro.
The interview
I mean, he's just
was
old, but like,
hysterical to me though. Hang on, hang on. I gotta find.
I'll be honest, I'm like a little bit distracted. I have like 20% of my attention watching this Knicks Boston game, which I know is awful to even admit, but I have to just at least like give it, I have to at least look. I mean, I got my Knicks shirt on. I got the fucking Knicks mug. I mean, we're getting a real basketball episode here. It's kind of lit. Oh, here we go. Yeah, pull this shit up.
Yeah, so I'm gonna not show.
Oh, we're up 87-80 right now. That's right.
Okay. So first of all, I mean, since I found this first, did you see this? Did you
No,
see this outfit of Dylan Brooks? Bro, I am about.
below
I
Dylan.
was on the Bleacher Report, dude.
Click it.
I'm not gonna toot my own horn. I was the #1 comment for my response to this on the Bleacher Report thread, and I'll tell you my take on this right afterwards. But tell me what your
Well,
impression
I know you
is.
said earlier you didn't want to talk about what Shannon said,
That's
but
a
there was a
Bleacher Report
report that he
comment,
said
dude.
he
Oh,
I mean,
started
he's
to
got
talk
guy
to
now.
it was
you,
my first
saying
Bleacher
that you're
Report
too small
comment
to guard
ever.
LeBron.
We don't even need the audio. What do you think? What do you think of this outfit that he's got on here?
I mean, outfit. He's just wearing like a tight tank top, and he has gyno. I don't know.
Dude, they
I don't
fucking
know
it's
what to feel.
zoomed in. It's zoomed in. Hang on.
This is making great. So yeah, I mean, okay. So early opinions. It looks like shit. um,
Bro, I have to find the outfit. It's honestly here it is. Look at this outfit.
oh no,
Look
dude.
at this outfit. My brother in Christ.
I mean, he
My
was gonna wear
brother
another
in
shirt over
Christ.
this, though, right?
You know what? You know. So what do you think? What do you think of this outfit with the jeans,
It's
the belt
giving me
hanging
some
off?
Brokeback Mountain vibes. I'll say that.
Brokeback Mountain. You know what I said? I said it looks like a pedestrian in GTA San Andreas. That was my take on it.
That's pretty good.
I was like, so what is this outfit?
That is really
brother?
good.
The belt.
I mean,
is
there's
loose.
something
Who
homoerotic
tucks-
about his
who
outfit. Maybe it's
tucks
just
a
because his
beater
titties are
into
so
some
big.
jeans like that, especially
Yeah.
when you've got like love handles, bro.
Yeah,
He's like
no, I
not even
feel
that
you.
fit, man. He's like kind of like
He's
chubby,
not
if
fit at
I'm being
all, bro.
honest.
He has bad gyno and he's got love handles.
Bro, he's got to be one of the ugliest motherfuckers to ever do it. Because, like, I'm not even looking at his face and hairline, which is, like, arguably also one of the
busted.
big, takeaways from this.
Mega bustino.
But what I want to find the Shannon Sharp.
Just body shaming out here. Fuck this guy.
I mean, bro,
Fuck
you're an
Dylan
NBA
Brooks.
player. If you look like that, you deserve to be body shamed, bro. I'll body shame Nikola Jokic too. He's fucking looking chonky out there, chonkulous Rex too. Fucking.
Yeah, I
Luka
think
Doncic
Serbian
threw
people
him
have
on
some
that
of like
list,
the
too.
worst aesthetic genes for like being in shape though. I swear like every Serbian athlete or like just like Serbian lifter or anything like that, they always are like they're good athletes, but they just look like shit. I don't know why.
Here we go. Here's the quotes. They didn't want this smoke, Dave.
Yeah.
They do all that talking and jockeying, and I ain't about that jockeying. It started with Dylan Brooks. I said he was too small to guard LeBron. He said, fuck me. I said, fuck you back. He started to come at me, and I said, you don't want these problems. And then Ja came out of nowhere talking. He definitely didn't want these problems. Then the dad came, and he obviously didn't want no problems, but I wanted anything they had. Don't let these fools fool you now. I don't know why, but just the progression of they don't want these problems was hysterical to me. Also, while we're on,
It's
this
just
category, I didn't
lame
even
because it's
switch.
like, dude, like, I don't know, man. You're just too old to be saying that shit, man. I'm sorry. Like, I get that. I get that you're trying to like assert yourself, like you're trying to be cool and shit. It's just like not that cool when you're 50-some years old.
This outfit is really something.
I mean, Dylan Brooks could definitely catch those hands wearing that, bro. I mean, no lie about that.
Unbelievable.
Maybe one of the worst
I mean,
outfits.
to
Although
be fair-
honestly, Kyle Kuzma way worse.
And
I've
in
seen Kyle Kuzma
retrospect,
and
like
Harden were
one
worse
thing
shit.
that I'll tell you right now, not a great look for Shannon Sharp in terms of like just talking shit. I don't really mind the talking shit though. You're at a game. This is kind of the thing. It's like I feel like if he's not saying anything that's like, and he didn't say anything that was like racist or like super aggressive. He just said you can't guard LeBron, which is to me is like the most vanilla trash talk I can basically imagine. And if you're
Yeah.
going to be that upset
And it's
by
also,
it,
like,
you
not
kind of
even that much of
deserve
an
to catch a
insult.
little smoke for it. It's really not even that bad, right? But then for Dylan Brooks to turn around and be like, oh, a regular pedestrian like Shannon Sharp, it's like, okay, bro. One, he's like a big TV personality, right? Two, I mean, like, you
He's
don't
an
have to be a fan of
ex-athlete, too.
football, but he's a fucking Hall of Fame NFL tight end. Like, he's one of the best tight ends of all time. And you're like an average at best guy on like a good team in the NBA that's never actually won anything. So it's like really? Like you're going to call him a regular pedestrian? Like I get it. You're a player and he's not, but like he's not just a regular pedestrian, bro. He's like this is a
I mean,
big
he
media
wouldn't have that
personality.
response if he was just a regular pedestrian. That's
Exactly,
really what it is.
exactly.
So
And
it's
that's
like,
how
bro,
you
like, you're
know that
kinda
it
like,
got to him bad, dude.
Yeah.
And honestly, I also saw that Shannon Sharp turned around and apologized for it recently, and I don't respect that. That's a bitch move, dude. He should have
I
fucking
kind of
stood
get
by
it, bro.
Nah.
The thing is, bro, he's
Own
too
that shit.
old to be saying that shit, bro. Like, you just too, like, You can't
Dude,
be in your
you
50s trying to start
think
shit
about
like
the
that,
show
man.
that he's on. He's not too old for anything.
I mean, yeah, but there's like a difference between being like, oh man, he's shit, he can't do it. He don't got that winner mentality. You know, he got to get that dog in him, and then being like, you don't want that smoke. Like,
I
you
mean,
know
you
what I
don't
mean?
want that
That's just
smoke.
too.
I honestly think 50-year-old
Come
Shannon
on.
Sharp would fuck Dylan Brooks up, probably.
I mean, probably, but it's yeah. But the thing is, like, you're not in a point in your life where you should be trying to start fights with like 25-year-olds, man.
I mean, I
Like
agree.
literally someone half your age. Like,
I
come
agree,
on. Okay,
but
you know
like,
what, dude?
he
Because you
didn't
know what,
try
dude?
to start
no,
a fight, to be
Let me know this.
fair.
If your dad was saying the shit that Shannon Sharp was saying, you'd be like, Dad, that's corny as fuck. Like, shut the fuck up, man. What are you doing? Like, come on. You know that.
No, I'd probably get pretty hyped up if I'm being honest. That would have been funny
What?
as shit.
If
Dude,
you
that would have been
don't-
so funny.
Bro,
If my
if
dad,
my dad tried to start a
first
fight
of
with
all,
someone,
my
I'd be like,
dad would
yeah,
have
it's
my
so
dad would have
corny,
never
bro.
done anything like this. But if my dad was
Yeah.
at an NBA game with me courtside and it was like,
Yeah.
yo, you can't guard LeBron, and then the guy turned around and was like, fuck you, and then my dad said, fuck you back, I'd be like, yeah, Dad, yeah,
Fuck
get his
you,
ass,
you don't
bro.
want that
Like, yeah,
smoke?
tell him, bro. Yeah, fuck you, bro. Fuck you, Dylan Brooks. I'd be fucking hyped, dude. Are you
Fuck
kidding
you,
me?
San Andreas looking ass. You don't
Yeah,
want that
and then if one of his
smoke.
teammates came over and started trying to defend him and started saying some shit to him, my dad got even more amped up. I'd be like, yeah, bro, go, let's get this shit.
What do you think it would take to get your dad to get in a fight?
Dude, I can't even imagine. It would probably have to be
Come
something
on.
like to do with like his family, like with one of us.
You think if someone slapped your mom's ass, you would
You know
fight
what?
them?
Let me give you a story of one time that my dad did get into a fight. So
Oh, okay, hell yeah.
this is when
I'm
he,
fucking with
like, not long after him and my mom were dating at the time. And I don't know if they were in, Ukraine, Russia, all of it was kind of the same shit at the time, right?
Yeah,
but there was basically like no infrastructure, and it was like really hard to get like money anywhere because like banks weren't really like super functioning. So like basically
Jesus Christ.
basically like to get money, especially like for a foreigner to do like foreign exchange, you basically just had to like find somebody at like the bazaar to like black market type of shit. Just like there was just like a going rate, and you swap your money and that's it.
Yeah.
And my dad was poor as shit. My mom was obviously, poor as shit too, living there. But my dad, had like a couple $100 bills that he was like trying to like exchange, and they found some guy at the bazaar or whatever, or some woman. They found some woman, and they go to like exchange with her, and all of a sudden like she takes off. Like she takes the money from him and just takes off. And my dad goes to like run after her. And like 3 or 4 guys like pop out of nowhere, and they're like, "Nuh-uh." And my dad like tries to break through them, and they just beat the shit out of my dad, and like all disappeared. Money was gone. My dad got like beat up. Basically, my mom's like freaking out, and like
Yeah, he got rolled up by a gang.
he literally
bro.
got jumped. My
Jesus.
dad got jumped for like a couple
Holy
$100.
shit. That sucks, dude. I guess that's just how it was then, though.
Yeah,
huh?
I mean
Like,
that pretty
there's
much
just
is how
fucking,
it was. Yeah,
And like you
So-
couldn't even do it. Like there's no cops.
No,
or
yeah,
anything you
dude.
could
I
even
mean,
do.
they
There's
went to.
nothing
I
you
mean,
could
they're
do.
long gone. I mean, even if there were cops, I
Yeah.
mean, cops here wouldn't do anything about that either, bro. Like they're gone at that point, bro. Like where are you gonna find
Yeah.
them? They fucking took off. That's it. You're never gonna see them again. But yeah, I mean, I think that's the only like thing even like remotely fight like that I've like ever heard of my dad getting into. I think he like when I was like a little kid, like again, like somebody like confronted us in the city somewhere or something like that, and he kind of just like was like stood up for himself, but like it didn't even get to like a fight because he just like stood up for himself, and like that was it.
Yeah, I always saw my dad as kind of like a little bit of a pussy, but apparently that's like not true. Like the mafia is like really big where my dad is from.
Oh hell
And
yeah!
supposedly, my mom always says this story that they were like at a restaurant once, and there was like a shootout in the back, and everyone is like jumping.
shit.
Everyone is like jumping under like this. I don't know if it was like a shootout or like there was just like some gunshots on like the back, like not like in the dining room where they were eating, but like in like the back of the restaurant or like somewhere in the surrounding area.
That's spooky.
And everyone is like jumping like under the tables or like running out. And apparently, my dad just like sat there and kept eating. Just
That's
like, didn't-
gangster. That's super
I don't know.
gangster.
I can't imagine my dad just chilling and doing that, but apparently that's like
He's like
that's
that
just a
guy
no,
in
he's
those like
pretty chill
viral
with that.
videos where there's like it's like a McDonald's and like there's like just a giant brawl, and there's like the one guy that's just like sitting at the
Just
table just
sitting there,
eating his burger. He's just
dipping
like
his
he's
fries
like, bro,
in
I
the
don't give a
fucking
fuck, bro.
ketchup.
It's like doesn't affect me. I'm not involved. Just stay away from me. I'm eating my food.
Yeah, I always feel like there's also like one of those guys where like something will like fall from the ceiling and like crush something.
Yeah, like
next
right
to them,
next
and
to
they're just
them.
like,
Yeah.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. It was like-
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, all right. But yeah, I guess some people just have like the. But the thing is, like, that's like bad survival instincts. That's what I always thought about that story. I was like, but like he should have like, why are you gonna eat your food? There's like someone shooting you like 30 feet from you.
I mean,
Like
is it bad
gunshots
survival
going off.
instincts, or like, I mean, if you're confident that they're not shooting at you or in your direction, then it's just kind of like,
Yeah.
it's honestly, if
Why
anything,
freak out?
it's like
Why
poise.
waste
Yeah,
energy?
it's like poise. You know, it's like you're not
Yeah.
gonna just like panic and jump under a table. You're like, they're shooting towards the back of the restaurant. I'm sitting at the front, like whatever. I'm fucking eating my food.
Yeah. Just some fucking Southern Italian nonsense, bro.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, I don't know if I'd keep eating my food, but I could like, I mean,
chill.
I'm not saying like me specifically, but I could imagine like,
Dude, I would be. You know how fast I'd be hiding under that table if I heard a gunshot going
hiding-
off.
so what does hiding under a table do for you though?
No, you just want to get
The
low.
thing. I've never understood that. Why does
No,
getting
you're
low
lowering the
help you?
surface because you're lowering the surface. Because if they're just like shooting out into something, they're probably not shooting at the
But
ground.
they're not shooting at. They're
And it's also
shooting
lowering-
down at somebody eating. Like think of it this way: the guy's sitting at his table, and then the other guy runs up, and he's like blah blah blah.
Yeah, but you're also like lowering the surface
shooting
area that
down.
you're gonna get hit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it.
I mean, if you want to lower your surface area, like if you went like this, that would make sense. Like,
Yeah, you go under the table, you like, scrunch up, you try to like make yourself small.
so you're saying you would just go like full fetal position on the floor?
Probably, yeah.
Would you go fetal, or
I mean, what
would you
would
go
you-
as
what-
flat as possible?
I think my instinct would be to go as flat as possible, but I think fetal position is probably better.
Fetal position, I think, is better because it protects your vitals more, right? That's kind of
Yeah,
the whole thing with
also,
the fetal
yeah.
position.
But I think like my instinct would probably be just to go like flat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I
Um,
don't know how I'd react in a situation like that. I'm honest, I've never even been involved in a situation with like an actual gun or anything like that. I mean, like
you
knock
ever
on
had
wood.
someone try to punk you or anything like that?
I got held up at knife point in high school one time.
Oh, see, that's cool.
I mean,
What'd you
this is
do?
cool. I mean, you want to talk about bad survival instincts? I started cracking up.
Yeah, well.
I just started dying laughing. And it wasn't even like a fear response. It was like, bro, I'm a sophomore in high school. Like, what do you think I have them? It was in the bathroom at high school. It was like, you know, like a junior or senior. Like, walked in. It was at lunch, and like I was taking a piss, and like he came in, and he even said it like kind of half joking. Like he was so unconfident about it. He kind of like just like held the knife like this so I could see it, and was like, "What you got for me?" And I was like, I started cracking up. I was like, bro. I was like, I'm not even out to eat right now. I'm eating cafeteria food in the cafeteria.
Yeah.
What do you think I got for you? I got like
I
got-
didn't even bring my backpack.
I was like,
in
yeah,
the
I got like
bathroom with me,
$2 and my shitty cracked cell phone that like honestly probably needs to be replaced. Like he was like, oh ha ha ha, and like he tried to like play it off as a joke, and he just like put the knife away and left. It was just like, I don't even know if he was like serious to this day, but it was just like what it was so
mean-
like so bizarre. It's like
He was practicing.
really like I'm the one you're coming for. Like
Maybe he actually was just he was just trying to get the nerve
Maybe.
to do it to someone legit. So he was
Maybe.
like, let me just punk some kid in the bathroom.
or maybe
Yeah, no,
maybe
was
I
never-
had the right response. Honestly, like cracking or just laughing at him. He was probably just like.
I mean, you
caught
didn't
off
have
guard.
anything to give him, right?
I mean,
Like,
literally,
so
I
it's
did.
kinda
Like, it was
just
just like, yeah, like, what am I gonna give you, bro? And honestly, I don't even know that I would have if I did, because like, it didn't even get to that. Like, I didn't even have to pull my wallet. I was like, bro, what do you like? I was like, I don't have
Yeah.
anything for you, bro. Like, what do you want from me? And he was like, oh,
What if it
ha.
happened to you in the street though?
In the street? I don't know. I mean, now it would be. I feel like it
Would
was less
you-
scary because it was a kid. Like, if it was
Yeah,
like a
but
full
would you
grown
just
ass
give your
adult, I'd be-
because I'm of the mentality like if
I'd
if
probably
someone's
just give it,
ever
bro.
pulled me up like that, if someone's punking me, you're just take whatever, like just fuck it. It's just like
yeah,
not
that's
worth
what I
it.
mean. I'd probably do the same thing. Because here's
Like, you
the
want
other
my
thing.
wallet,
I
man?
never
Fuck it,
carry
bro.
cash
Can I have-
anymore.
Can
So
I
it's
have my
like-
fucking ID back?
Well, yeah, that's what I was. I mean, honestly, that's probably what I would ask. I'd be like, "Can I just get my fucking license? The rest of it, like, I'm gonna cancel
Yeah.
the credit card as soon as you leave. So like, you're not gonna get anything from that. I don't know. It's like the like all you would get out of it's just like the phone. Like I don't like.
Or some cash.
I don't have. I never carry cash. Who carry? You
Yeah, but
carry
they don't
cash
know.
still?
They don't know that. I carry some cash, yeah.
I feel like robbing people is such like a antiquated thing. You know, it would make more sense like if
In
you
the
robbed
US,
me and
maybe.
like made me open my Venmo and Venmo you like $1,000. Like that would make more sense.
Maybe that's what
almost.
they do now.
I mean, honestly, that is the way to do it.
No.
We're just spitballing how to rob people.
Okay,
now.
you got Cash App?
Yeah, yeah. Be like, oh, sorry, I don't have cash. I got Venmo. You got
I don't
Venmo?
have
He's like, I
Venmo,
don't
you
got
got-
Venmo. It's got to be
I don't
Cash
got
App.
my-
I'm like, sorry, bro. I don't got anything
Alright,
for
no
you.
Cash
And
App,
then laugh
you know.
again.
I don't got shit.
No, I don't know.
He's
I mean,
like,
have you
"Show me."
ever been like held up like that or anything? I don't.
I had on the subway, actually 2 times on the subway, I had someone like try to start shit with me, but not not to mug me, like they were just trying to like punk me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like one this guy was like methed up or I don't know what the fuck. He was like clearly super fucked up. he wasn't like quite homeless, but he was like clearly
Not quite
a vagrant.
homeless.
He
I love
wasn't, yeah,
that.
because he wasn't like, yeah, he was just like a vagrant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was like, I was like, he was sitting down, and I was like above him, like holding a fucking, like
Yeah,
holding
yeah.
above it, standing, as you do in the subway.
Yeah.
And I like looked down at him for a second, and he made eye contact with me. And I'm not even
This is the
joking.
most
He
New York
stood,
subway thing
he
ever.
stood up instantly, and was like, "Oh, you're staring at me?" Like started
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
shit like that. And he like got in my
Did
face.
he pull out some
and he
safety scissors?
no, he didn't pull out some safety scissors. He got in my face, and honestly, my reaction was just like, I'm just like, yo, I just backed up. I was like, yo, my bad, I didn't do anything. I was like really trying to diffuse the situation. I
Yeah.
was shook, bro. I was like, oh fuck, bro. But
He
he
was
like got
like,
in
oh,
my
he was
face. He was
drugged
getting
out
like
or
really
whatever?
aggressive. He was like
How
trying to
long
fight
ago
with
was
someone.
this?
Uh,
Was this the let me rephrase.
5 years ago.
Was this the fat Dante years, or were you already like hitting the gym?
No, this is probably Fat Dante. Yeah.
Okay.
I
'Cause I was gonna say, like, I feel like I wouldn't mess
It
with
probably
you now
was,
if
'cause
I
I
saw
wasn't
you on the
really-
subway. Like
I wasn't even that
surely
jacked
you could
though
pick
after
somebody
that.
better.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but I was, even when I was fat, I mean, I was still like 6 foot, like 240 or
Yeah.
230. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? I'm
that's
not like a
really
super
weird.
easy target to
And
be
I'm
honest.
assuming this guy was
Um,
smaller. Like,
No, he was a big white guy.
oh, he was,
he was
a
like
white
a bald.
guy.
Yeah, he was a bald white dude, and he had a lot of
You
tattoos.
gave him a weird
and
little
he was
accent. I thought he
very,
was like.
No, he
I
was.
don't even know what
he
I
was.
thought he was.
He was a vagrant. That's why I gave him that accent.
Oh, okay. Nice.
But yeah, he got in my face really
It's like
quick.
just a
I got
back-to-back
really
racist
shook.
sequence here.
I got really shook really quick, and yeah, that was that. And then there was
I
another
guess I
time
should
where
have
like
known it was a white guy when you said that he was a meth head. Honestly, when you said he was methed
that's
up,
true.
I've definitely never seen a black
think he
person
was
methed
methed
up. I feel like the stereotype runs: black is crack, white is meth. I feel like
Yeah,
those are the
basically.
two lanes.
The only reason I even said meth is because I remember him like having a missing tooth, so I was just
Oh
like,
yeah,
that
that
must
probably
be a
is
meth
meth
head.
then. Honestly,
But honestly, if he's just trying to start fights in the subway all the time, he could have just been like an alcoholic who gets in fights. I mean, who knows?
I mean,
Honestly, maybe he
alcoholic,
was
also
just
white
drunk.
guy. I feel like big white guy
Yeah.
energy.
Did
Plenty of
huge
black
white guy energy.
alcoholics. We know some black alcoholics, but
yeah, they exist,
yeah.
but they're maybe not trying to pick fights on the subway. I don't
they're
know.
not trying to pick fights on the subway. I feel like
yeah.
being like aggressive while drunk in particular is like a much more predominantly white thing than any other race. I guess you know who else? I mean, this is just where I'm going down a deep racial stereotype
yeah, I love
tunnel
this.
here.
I love this.
But as far as like people who get aggressive, like I feel like
Indian
Hispanic
people.
have like a stereotype about that. Which is weird because
Maybe.
Hispanic people otherwise like no drugs,
they can hold
no
their liquor.
nothing, just like yeah, they get really fucked up though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I mean, they just can't. I mean, I guess like the thing is when your tolerance is so high, like at some point the floodgates just break. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
true.
When you're just down, and you're like when
True.
your standard is like 5 tequila shots.
Yeah, I don't know
You
if I
know?
should. I don't know if I'm jealous about that or like impressed or that's just unfortunate.
Yeah. What is it? Sarah, what do you see?
Anyway, speaking of licenses, did I tell you what happened to me earlier this week? I got all kinds of topics this week. What happened to me?
We got the full DMV saga, dude. Fucking great. Hit me with it.
Well, this isn't about the. I mean, this is post DMV. Honestly, I
Oh.
mean, I guess, yeah. We haven't talked. Did we talk about the DMV on the Lost episode?
I don't know. Do we want to talk about the DMV, bro? Kind of boring.
Oh, bro, the DMV is just the most depressing place on in the galaxy, man. It's just like everyone there is down bad. Like you could tell, like even like the even the employees. It's just like you could tell that like just working there just wears your
Just
will to
siphons
live
your
out.
energy
It's
out.
just like like
Having to answer the same shit.
you know, like I'm trying to be like
day in
peppy
day out.
and like positive and like friendly,
They
and
hate
like these
that,
people
bro.
are
You
just
shouldn't have
like
brought that energy.
yeah, and they're just like yeah, no, just put it there. No, yes, okay.
Dude,
yeah,
miserable
no.
people hate happy people.
There
That's
was
the
one
thing.
actually. There was one awesome guy in there who was like he was like an ex-cop who I guess is just like DMV security now, and he was just
that's
walking
normal.
around like checking everyone's like forms to make sure they filled them out correctly, and just just seeing his interactions with people was hysterical because he was like actually pretty like chipper and happy, and like everyone in there is so like just angry and depressed and just like unhappy, and he's just like no like. You got to put this form right here, and you got to fill this out this way, like baby, like honey, like sugar, like calling people all these like fucking like little diminutive like nice little things that like you would associate with like a 60-year-old lady, not like a a mid-50s like big fat guy. Just like walking around. It was hysterical. He was like calling me like buddy. He was like, "Hey buddy," like I was like, "Hey man."
That's a very cop thing.
Yeah.
Dropping the buddies on you,
Yeah,
bro.
he threw the buddy at me. But so yeah, so I don't have I have like a temporary license right now, which is like literally just a piece of paper.
Just
And
a
I
little
went to
slip of paper.
I went to the beer, wine, like liquor, like superstore that we have near
Oh
us
shit. Okay, yeah.
last week, and I forgot that I don't have an ID right now. So I like went through the whole store. I got like I got this
Yeah.
liquor to make this like fancy drink that I tried at this restaurant in New York last week. I got like some beer because we're running low on beer. I got like we go like every 3 months and we like re-up. You know what I mean? So I get to the line.
You were
got
loaded.
I mean, I wasn't like loaded. I think it was like there was 2
You had
bottles.
$400 of alcohol.
No,
You're saying.
it was like 2 bottles of liquor and like
We go
it's
every
actually
2
important.
weeks,
Like what I had.
$400.
It's actually like it's key. This is part of the story. Like what I had. I had
Yeah.
like 4 packs of like tall boys, like pints, and 2 liquor bottles. And I get to the line. I've got like my little cart. I'm moving through the line, and I'm like, fuck. I remembered that I didn't have my like license or whatever, but it was too late. Like I was already committed.
You were in too deep.
And the lady who was doing the cashier, this fucking lady, Stephanie, I think her name was like doing the checkout or whatever. And she didn't card either of the
Lucky
2
me.
people that were in front of me. So I was like, all right, honestly, like I've got facial hair. Like I don't look like I'm under 21 anymore. You know, like fucking at this point, I don't think anyone's like thinking like I rarely get carded. Like restaurants, like when I go out, anything like that, I don't get carded really anymore. So like just to give you an idea, like I don't look that young. I get to the front of the line and she's like, "Are you a member with us?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, sweet, I'm in," because like I'm a member. I'm like, "This is like we're good."
You're a fucking member.
And she pulls the cart around to like start like cashing my stuff out, and she's like, "I'm gonna need to see some ID." And I was like, "Oh fuck." I was like, "I'm so sorry." I was like, I literally like just went to the DMV like earlier this week. I completely forgot that like I didn't have a license in my wallet the way I have for the last like I don't know 10 years of my life at this point. You know, I was like, my bad.
Did you have the slip of paper though?
No, I didn't have the. I had the slip of paper, but there's no like
It's just no
picture or
photo
anything.
on
Yeah,
it.
there's no like
Okay,
it's not an actual identification. So I was like, I'm really sorry. I was like, I live like 5 minutes away. Like, I'm just gonna run home and like come back with like my passport. So can I just like put, is it okay if my stuff just stays off to the side here? And she's like, yeah, okay. And I'm like, all right, that's kind of weird.
You should have been like, I'm a member. No, did you?
Well,
did you
yeah, I
forget
mean, like,
that part?
yeah, I was like, yeah, right.
Excuse me,
I was like,
I'm a member. Can
actually,
you
I'm a
ring up my
member.
phone number? I'm a member. Excuse me?
Yeah. And so I'm standing there, and she like the way they do it is they pull your cart around so that they can just like put the stuff straight from the, like they're sitting, they're like cool place honestly. They let their cashiers sit. She's sitting, and she can like just pull the stuff over and just put it straight into the cart. She's like, where you going? And I'm like, I'm just like gonna go get my ID. She's like, no. She's like, you're gonna pack everything back into that cart. And I was like, what? I was like, oh, okay, like. I guess. So I have to like stop, pull the cart back around. At this point, there's like 5 people behind me in line. I have to move the entire line backwards like 10 feet. I'm like, sorry, everybody, like my bad. And there's like this long like plastic like barrier that they put up like during COVID, I guess, to protect it. So I'm like going like this. I'm having to reach all the way around this plastic barrier, like full extension with my arm, because she's moved the whole belt forward at this point and won't move it back for me. I don't know if maybe it doesn't move back.
It does.
Yeah. I know it does. I'm trying to like give her any benefit of the doubt on this shit.
Fuck Stephanie,
I'm reaching
bro.
around, bro. I'm pulling and I can't take more than one thing at a time because I'm reaching all the way the fuck around. So it's not like I've got one hand. I can't like kind of like.
And you have
scoop
$400 in booze.
Yeah, I've got $400 of booze. But this is the thing is it was like 6 things total that she could have just been like just moved into my cart for me, and instead I had to move the whole thing back. I put it all back into my cart. I put the cart off to the side. I go home. I get my passport. I come back with my passport. I come back in. I'm just like like as I was like going home and like processing all of this, I was like, that was like
You were
the
like pissed. You were like, this is fucking dumb. I
I
don't even want
wasn't
to go
even
back to this place and give them my business.
dude, I
Fuck
wasn't even
Stephanie.
like
I'm
pissed. I
reporting
was
her.
just like confused. I was like,
Yeah.
what? I was like, was she trying to like
You felt like she was rude
humiliate
and
me or like
disrespectful. Yeah.
like it
She
it
was.
was like disrespectful, and I was like.
Yeah,
I
she
was like,
was.
but I didn't really do anything to her. Like, I was polite. I wasn't like
Yeah.
irate about the fact that she was carding me. I apologized. I even like didn't react when she, for some reason, told me to like put all of my shit back into my cart myself. I was like, what a weird way to like attempt to just like humiliate somebody for like
Yeah.
no reason. I guess for what like to me seemed like a really simple mistake at the time. And I was like, the more I drove, I was just like, what even was that? So I was like, maybe she's just having like a bad day or something. I was like, let me just go
She's
back
just a
in there.
shitty person, bro. People just
Like,
enjoy like
Low
seeing
key,
other
like
people
honestly,
suffer.
she
Like,
might
yeah.
be like there's just like nothing else going on positive in her life. She's a cashier at a fucking beer wine. You know how good could it be
Yeah.
going? Anyway, I come back, dude. I get my cart and I'm gonna like wrap around back to the other side so I can like get back in line. You know, in another line. I was planning on going to another line. I was like, fuck this woman. I was like, I don't want to deal with this. Like, she clearly has some like stick up her ass. Like, let me just go to another line and be done with it. She's like, I almost get by her, and then suddenly she like stops what she's doing in the middle of checking somebody out, like turns around at me. I'm already like 20 feet down the hall. I was like, I'm through. I'm out. We made it. She turns around and she's like, where are you going with that? I'm like, I'm going back to go back in line. She's like, no, leave that there. I was like, leave that there. I was like, I like literally turned around. And I was like, why? I literally said, I was like, why? And she's like, I'm gonna check you out. And I was like, oh boy. I was like, okay. I come back to the line. She's got by far the longest line of people behind her. Like every other cashier, I don't know how this is even possible. Every other cashier has like 2 people in it. She's got like seven people in line, dude. It's so long that it extends into the aisle that's like behind the line. I'm like,
Stephanie's
oh brother,
that girl,
dude.
bro.
Stephanie's just not only just she's like just a nasty woman, but she's working so low, dude. So I'm standing there in line. I'm there for like an extra 10 minutes waiting in line to get to Stephanie. I get there and she's like, so you got an ID with you now? And I'm like, yeah, like here's my passport. Like, and she's like,
There you go.
yeah. And she's like, okay. Like she finally like takes it and she's like, she checks me out. And like I could tell that she's like pissed that I had like
She was
my
upset
ID
that it
yeah,
worked,
she's like
yeah.
upset that I came back with an ID and the fact that I'm fucking about to be 28 years old. like well
You're a
over 21.
grown-ass
You know
man,
what I
yeah.
mean?
How old do you think she was?
Dude, probably like a good like 64 probably.
You should have asked her that.
I
You
should
should've
have
been
asked her,
like,
honestly,
Yeah, you
gotten
should have been
back
like,
at her
how
a
old are
little
you,
bit.
Stephanie? God damn.
Dude, I checked this out. I finished checking out whatever. She normally they give you like a box because it's like four packs. Like I can't pick them all up at the same time.
Okay.
So normally they like offer you a box when it's something like that because they've got like boxes like right there next to them.
Yeah.
She clearly makes a point of not offering me a box. So I'm like, oh, brother, like I'm just never going to get away from this. Just like the nastiest cashier on the planet, the
Yeah.
nastiest fucking checkout person on the planet. So I'm like, is it okay? I'm like, is it okay if I grab a box over here? She's like, yeah, go ahead. And I go over there and I get a box and I pick it up. And of course I pick up the box that's like ripped. So I like put it back down. I start putting my stuff into another box. She's like, why are you putting it in that box? You should get a beer box instead of that wine box. I'm like, bro,
Oh my
Stephanie, I don't know which box is which, bro. You didn't offer me one. I just took the box from the pile of boxes that's over here. Like, what do you want me to do, bro? Like, Jesus Christ.
Stephanie was on your shit,
On
bro.
my shit, bro. And then I finally put all my shit in the box. And as I'm leaving, I hear her laughing, talking to the person that was in line behind me about like what a fucking like moron I am,
What
basically.
a fucking loser.
Yeah, like she's like, look at that fucking
She's like,
kid.
get a load
she's
of
like,
this.
Like literally, I'm like, brother, like what did I do to this woman? Like Jesus Christ.
She didn't fucking like you, bro.
Really
People are
did
like
not
that, though.
like me.
Sometimes people fucking see you, they just fucking treat you like shit out the fucking
Just
gate. It's weird,
like,
right?
I was like, I don't even know what I did. And I'm like, it's weird because I'm like, I'm such like a not Karen person. Like that kind of confrontation makes me so uncomfortable when it's like that. Like I'm just so not confrontational about that kind of thing. Like, you know, after the fact, like I can be like kind of annoyed and confused by it. But like in the moment, I was just kind of like, I was like, what did I do? I was like, what like, why is this happening? You know, I'm just kind of like, what is happening? But then afterwards I left and I was like, damn, that was just like a shitty experience. I was like, that's kind of crazy. But now I got like I'll tell you one thing, her face is just like imprinted in my brain. So I know not to go to Stephanie in the checkout.
No, you have to go to her every time now, and you have to like have your ID fucking ready. Like just like, oh hey, Steph.
Yeah. Maybe I'll walk by her and be like, What's up, Stephanie? Yeah.
Got my license just came in.
I hope her name was Stephanie.
Give her, like,
If her
updates.
name wasn't I think it was Stephanie. It'd be really funny if it wasn't, and I'm misremembering. I remembered it in the moment though, because I wrote it
Nah,
down. I have
dude,
it
that
written
shit's
down
burned
somewhere.
into your fucking memory
Yeah,
forever, bro.
Stephanie.
Fuck Have you ever met a Stephanie you liked?
No, I think I've only met like one other one, and she was really annoying too. She's like one of the dumbest people I think I've ever met.
Stephanie's suck, bro.
Yeah.
Stephanie's. What,
I mean,
what other names
Stephanie's
are
just like it's
boring
like the
people?
like the post it's like
Denise?
the post 1980 Karen. No, I
Yeah.
actually know a Denise who's like one of the sweetest people in the world.
She's like 58 though, right? She's like a
No,
58
no. She's our age.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm wrong. Then.
No,
Alright.
she's like the nicest person I've ever met. It's crazy.
I feel like my name tier list is like, there's like a bunch of names where it's just like you're like a side character in life. Like
Gloria.
you're never. The Gloria's like, yeah, well, Gloria's like that's like you work at a diner if your name's Gloria. You know
Yeah,
what I
true.
mean?
Actually, Gloria maybe could be really nice. I went to school with a girl named Gloria. That's I think why that popped into my head. She sucked, man. That's
I feel
also
like
a really
Ashley's are always really prissy. You know what I mean? That's
Oh,
been
yeah,
my
I mean-
experience. Ashley, like Jesus fuck.
You saying
bro.
that because I have an ex-girlfriend named Ashley? Is that the?
No, I didn't even know that. I don't even remember that. Was that the one that with the thing?
Yeah, that was the one with the thing.
Oh,
That's
my
one thing we're
God.
never going to talk about on the podcast.
Let's not talk about that. Yeah, let's not talk about that. But okay, honestly, that reinforces my my
Your
Ashley
opinion of
hate.
Ashley's, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, Ashleys are always prissy as fuck. What other
Um,
names? How about, I mean, for dudes, everyone knows that my Kevin or Kyle, like if your name is Kevin or Kyle, you're
Kyle's a
literally a
bad one.
fucking side
Kyle-
character, bro.
Kyle, Brad, Chad are all just bad.
Yeah,
Kyle,
just
Brad.
like
If your name's Kyle, Brad, or Chad, guess what? You're down bad.
yeah,
That's it.
100%.
Boom.
Honestly, there's like Ryan I know a lot of good Ryans. I like a lot of dudes named Ryan, but I gotta be honest, Ryan is another one of those side character
fucked
names.
up.
You're kind of just a side
Nah,
character.
dude, Ryan's got to be one of the coolest, best names of
There's
anybody.
one Ryan. There's one Ryan that I love a lot. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
he's the
That
best.
Ryan is
The
dope as
best
fuck.
Ryan.
All the other Ryans,
He redeems
though,
all the other
kinda side
Ryans. The
characters.
best Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael. Honestly, Michael is another one of those. Is just like you're a side character. I'm sorry, bro.
Michael, I don't know.
Um,
Michael, it depends on what you go by. If you go
Yeah,
like, if you
that's
go by
true.
Mike,
That's
I
huge.
feel like a Mike can
Big
be pretty
Mike?
cool. Like Big Mike, yeah.
Yeah, like if your name is Mike, especially if you have another fucking
Yeah,
you know,
especially if you're
adjective or
big.
some shit,
Especially if
you know
you're
what I mean?
big. Little
Yeah.
Mike doesn't work. But Big Mike, that's a good
Yeah.
one. That's a vibe.
Honestly, anything with big is kind of lit. Like John's kind of lame, but Big John McCarthy. I mean,
John.
then you're kind of Big John. That's my boy Big John.
John's all right. John's all right.
Dave is another one. Dave is like a super generic name, but if you're Big Dave,
I feel like you can't
Fucking
win.
lit.
You just named like half of the names.
because
What
they're
are
like
the names?
generic
What's
ass
a
names.
good name? Give me a good name.
Okay, like honestly,
Yeah.
unironically, I think Jimmy's a great name. It's fun to say. James, aka Jimmy, and I know. Listen, he's our boy. He'll never listen to this.
James is a bad name. Jim
No,
or Jimmy
the-
is good.
Here's
I
the thing.
agree.
James is like honestly,
No,
it's a
James
mid-tier name
sucks.
on its own,
No.
but like Jim or Jimmy or like all those like variations, like they're good. That's what I'm saying. And
Jimmer.
like, you start with James. Actually, I think Anthony's pretty good because I like Ant or Tony. I think those are. I actually like Tony as a name, even though we know a billion fucking Tonys.
Oh, that's crazy.
I know a
You
billion
got-
fucking
this is-
Tonys.
this
I
is a
love
hot
Tony.
take. You're going to be in the minority with this one. I prefer Anthony
like-
over Ant and Tony.
Oh,
Ant?
that's
You
that's
like a guy
adding
who
to
goes
my
by
argument,
Ant?
though. Yeah, that's not bad.
Dude, that's not good. Come on.
Well, it's
Who
not
even
bad.
goes by Ant?
Some people do, bro. I'm trying to think. What other like?
You're
I
just-
mean,
it's
what? I
just
mean,
that
I
you're
like
an
mine. I
insect.
mean, I like any name that's kind of unique. Obviously, I'm a little biased.
Yeah,
Not like
unique
unique, but
names
like
are
a little
cool.
ethnic. You know what name I always liked actually?
A name with Z's is cool.
I always liked Yusuf as a name.
Yusuf.
I knew a
Yusuf
Yusuf as like a kid
I
at
almost
camp. There
doxed
was a
somebody
Yusuf
on
I went to
accident.
camp with. I was like, that's a cool name. I always thought
Yusuf.
Yusuf was a cool name. I think Zach is actually a cool name.
What about yeah? Well,
Um,
anything with Z's. That's what I was saying. Anything with Z's in it, you're doing all right.
My cousin's name is Jacobo, which is just Jacob.
Jacobo, I fuck with that.
It's just Jacob.
yeah, no,
but
Jacob
it's
sucks, but
funny.
Jacobo is sick.
Jacobo is hysterical.
What about
right?
like
Yeah,
what
that's
about like
hilarious.
an Ezekiel?
That's a little too. That's a
What
little
if
too
you go
much
with
sauce
Zeke
on that.
though?
I like Zeke. We
Well, you
talked.
go
Yeah, we
by
talked
Zeke
about this the
for
other day. I
sure,
like
yeah.
Zeke. Yeah, if you go by Zeke, I think
Yeah, but
that's
if you
cool
go
then,
by
yeah.
Zeke, your name's Ezekiel. I mean, that's very
Oh.
Christian though. That's the thing that puts me on edge. It's like
Yeah,
that's a red
that's true.
flag. It's like, ooh, you're real. You
I like
gotta-
ethnic names, dude. I don't like generic white people names. I'll be honest. Any generic white person name, I'm kind of out on.
Well, yeah,
Just
I
out the
agree.
gate.
But I think again, that's just kind of like because it's like
It's
like
boring,
played out.
man.
Yeah.
It's so fucking boring.
But I bet you if you
Marissa.
went to like, but if you went to like, you know, the Middle East and you were a guy named Muhammad, everybody would be like, come on, bro.
I mean,
like,
Mohammed's not a cool name here either. There's a
oh,
lot of
really? I think
Mohammeds here
Muhammad's
too.
a cool name.
Mo, if
yeah,
you go
can
by
go by
Mo,
Mo.
I think it's cool. If
Yeah,
you go
well,
by
that's
Mo,
what you
you're
go by,
cool.
yeah.
But especially if you're Big Mo.
Big Mo. No, I like just Mo on its own. I don't think Big
Um,
Mo doesn't work.
I actually like Middle Eastern names a lot. I mean,
Yeah,
Yusuf
me
is Middle
too.
Eastern also.
Their
There's a
music.
lot of Middle Eastern
We've
names
talked
that are
about
cool.
this. Arabic,
Yeah,
Farsi,
Arabic is
like
cool.
all those languages are so like they're so musical. It's so fucking.
Yeah.
They're so.
I actually like
pleasant to
Halil.
listen to.
Halil's daughter.
Halil's a great
maybe I
name,
shouldn't
too.
say his daughter's name.
Yeah, don't. That's.
But his daughter has a cool ass name. I like his daughter's name a lot.
It's another thing that we're never going to talk about on the podcast. We got two things in the last 5 minutes of this episode that we're
Oh
never
my
going to talk
god,
about.
the Knicks Celtics game just went to OT.
Oh. Well, honestly, it's right on time,
Anyway.
dude. We're coming up. We're like right at an hour here. You want to go watch the
We're
overtime? of this
already
shit?
at a fucking hour?
Yeah, man. We fucking crushed through this.
Jesus, we
told you,
kind
we
of
brought
ripped
the
through this
energy
one.
today.
Stas talked about his fucking random ass stories
Well, yeah, my
for
beer
25
store.
minutes.
Yeah, my beer store story.
we
was a
got
good
stuck
fucking
with
20
Stephanie
minutes.
for 15
Well,
minutes.
you
I
were
felt like
talking
I had
about
to
how your
reload that
energy was
experience
low
with
today,
her.
so I was like, let me just fill up some dead air time with my experience at the
Yeah,
fucking
let's
beer
hear what
wine last
Stephanie-
week.
I kind of want follow-ups about Stephanie, though. Can we go back?
Yeah, dude, I'll go back. I'm gonna go back because I fucking love the place, dude. It's
Yeah,
like it's.
I mean, we go every
this-
2
this-
weeks.
The
so.
place rocks. It's like it's clean. Yeah, if I'm going every day.
We're
Did
loading
I say,
up.
Did I say every 3 months? I just went today.
Every weekend. Remember when I said that all white people are belligerent drunks? That's a
Yeah,
personal experience.
There's a reason for that. Yeah, that's who I'm seeing in there.
Looking in the mirror.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get you some follow-ups in the next.
Yeah,
few
give me
episodes.
follows on Stephanie. Maybe we need like a full rapport of
Maybe I'll
all
try
the
to get
cashiers
Stephanie on
there.
the show. If I see Stephanie in there next time, I'll ask her if she wants to
You know
come on
what?
and comment on her.
Bring me on a call when we're in there, and I'll talk to Stephanie myself.
All
Maybe
right.
we could sort this out. I'm a good mediator, Stas. Maybe you didn't know that about me.
I mean, I feel like I don't really need mediating. I don't know. Maybe
I
do.
want to mediate. You might not need it, but I want to.
All right, yeah. I mean, if you want to do it, I'll hook you up.
Yeah.
I'll hook
Look
you
how
up.
low my eyelids are. My eyelids are. I must be tired, bro. I mean, my eyelids are. I'm like, my eyes are fucking closing on this motherfucker. Let's close the fucking shit up.
All right, dude. Yeah.
I'm
fuck
falling
this.
asleep here.
Honestly, episode 21. RIP episode 20. We love you
RIP.
guys. We'll be back
Much
next
love.
week.